What's up, Angel City? It's your girl Panda here, bringing you another episode of Angel City Chicks. And of course, I am joined today by the one, the only Nina Kiefer. What's going on? How is are you considered the South Bay, right?
Yeah,
Ish?
we're
Yeah,
here.
sure,
It's
whatever. How's it? How
it
are you
is
on the other side of the world,
the
basically?
world. Yeah. Life is good down south here. We're enjoying some sunshine and then getting ready for some rain. How about you? How's the valley?
I mean, the valley's great. It's still not that time where it gets disgustingly hot quite yet. So we're good. We're good. But why is it raining again in LA this weekend? Like, I did not
Because I
move
work
to
in
see.
operations and get in trouble when the roof leaks.
Of course, of course. I mean,
Mhm.
I pay a sunshine tax in California for a reason, and I really need to be getting a little bit back from what I am paying to live out here. If not, I would have moved to Seattle or somewhere where the weather is not a factor. But fortunately, we are gearing up for another rainy one. But again, thankfully, we don't have any home games and with any of the teams that play outdoors here in LA. So that is great.
That's right.
And we
We're
will get
prepping for
into that.
getting a little Easter Sunday break for a little bit. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, we're going to be live every Thursday at 7 p.m. So make sure you're here with us on YouTube and you can be a part of the show by letting us know your thoughts in the comments. It is not fun without you, and you would miss seeing little Grito here.
Oh yes, I have a little Hagrid or little Hagrito Burrito Taquito. I mean, you know how cats have like a million different nicknames or pets in general, and for some reason he is obsessed right now with anyone who is sitting in this chair and recording. He wants to be a part of it. So we're gonna see how long this lasts with the little Hagrid on my lap. But he's hanging out. He's doing well. He likes it, but. Either way, we have a lot to cover on today. We're going to catch you up on some Angel City news, what's kind of going on with that. We're going to recap a little bit of the game that happened last Friday, and then kind of tell you what's going to happen going forward, as well as some fun NWSL news as well. Thankfully, if we do these weekly, like we have been saying we're going to, and we're committed to doing that, then the information will not be as overwhelming. There's not going to be as much happening within that week. So, without further ado, let's get right into some ACFC news. Let's kind of get everybody up to date on
Dive into
what
it.
we what we always like to know. We always feel like ACFC gatekeeps a little bit of their information when it comes to injuries. I feel like, things happen and we're all like, what's going on? Are they hurt? Are they okay? Is this long term, short term? Let everybody know what's kind of going on with a couple of our players based on a recent update that Angel City did actually give us.
Yeah, so we actually finally, as you mentioned, got an update. So two injured players right now, aside from obviously Kristen Press, Giselle Thompson and M.A. Vignola, both injured. Giselle's injury is an ankle sprain, and they are working on that for a couple more weeks. And with M.A., it's bone bruising. So we're looking for a little, they're saying nothing that's going to keep her out for a long period of time. She's day to day, which is nothing past a couple of weeks, which is great news. And I want to put a caveat on this because are we not in the middle of call-ups right now? I really hope that these players both still get looks because that is an incredible amount of talent between the two of them. So makes me a little nervous with the timing, but glad to see that both are very, can I say superficial? You're the medical professional. Can I say this is superficial?
I mean, I think
It's
MA is
not.
more than Giselle's. Yes, I mean MA bone bruising. Just some rest and allowing the body to kind of heal. Not a whole lot goes into that. I think once it's healed, the chance of it like being a re-injury is very unlikely. So once it heals, we should be good to go. Giselle, I mean, ankle sprains are tricky. They can go a lot of different ways. They can be tough to rehab. The ankle being what it is. I mean, moving it anytime you're training, re-injuring a sprain is, can happen. So hopefully she's young and she heals well. She gets the rest and recuperation and therapy that she needs to get her back on there because, those are big parts of our back line that we really do need to see out there. And, missing them, we're going to feel that a little bit, but it
Yeah.
does make me a little bit excited for newcomer Madison Curry. Being able to see her come into the game in this last one that we watched. A lot of promise, a lot of hope. A lot of people really liked what they saw for the time she was in. She's going to have an opportunity right now to really step up, probably a little sooner than she was really probably prepared for. And I think you have to take this opportunity and go, you know what, this is my time to shine. Like, it's now or never, baby. And
Mhm.
some people out there have solidified spots on their roster with opportunities that were given to them in the form of injuries of players. So I think we're going to see a lot more of her while these girls are rehabbing, and curious to see what she does with that time while she is there. So that is
Yeah.
kind of what's going on with them, and speedy recovery to both of them.
Yeah, and for those of you, what about Kristen Press? She is in training. She is in practice. They haven't removed her from the season-ending injury list that she was put on last season. So we're not expecting her to be out for this entire season, but it's still a wait and see. We will definitely be holding our breath for that announcement. I'm sure they'll make a big deal out of it. You're not going to miss that one. But
No.
something you might have missed, and something that I'm choosing to highlight because I think it's really cool, is this college night ticket pack. And this is fun. They're giving away this like custom Angel City tumbler, and I love a good cup. Um, but for a lot of us, we're like, wait, I don't want to have to buy an extra ticket to get the cup. So thank you, Instagram world. Somebody else did the digging, asked the questions. If you are a season ticket holder and you want the really cool cup, all you have to do is ask your rep to get you the cup, and they will make that happen for you. So thank God somebody else asked the important questions in the world. In addition to that season ticket holder news, we also found out that we're all getting together for Cinco de Mayo. We're going to be on the Santa Monica Pier in the early afternoon/evening, specific timing to come, for our 2024 season ticket member event, which is super cool.
I love that. I mean, it's always fun to get together with like-minded people, and if you're a season ticket member, then we obviously are like-minded in that. We like ACFC, and we like it for the long term, and we are in it. So that'll be a lot of fun. Did you reach out to our season ticket rep, Nina?
No.
I need you to. Can you get on that? Thanks. I need.
Right?
I need this tumbler. Okay. I
I'm
mean,
pretty
it
sure
says
he's tired of us. The poor guy. We put him through the ringer sometimes because getting a hold of Amanda and I and getting us in the same place at the same time, I'm going to just tell him to start
impossible.
coming on the live and tracking us down that way.
Right. Anybody that wants to chat with Nina and I, just hit us up on our live Instagram, our live podcast. We're right
Yeah,
here. Just put it in the chat. We're good to go. But
the
it's
best
funny
time
that
to
the
get a hold of us.
Tumblr, it's funny the Tumblr says what college night. And I'm like, sure, why not?
I'm sorry, didn't you just have a college themed birthday party?
I did. This kind of tracks, doesn't it?
Yep, because I love college.
Oh, I know, right? Let's play some beer pong, some flippy cup. I mean, look, I don't even know why these are here, but hey, let's I got something for you. I mean, we're a little behind
Oh
on
my
the
gosh.
right? Why not? Let's go. Let's go.
We're going St.
One,
Patrick's Day now?
listen, I'm retroactive here because this happened the week that St. Patrick's Day started. But anyways, let's move on a little bit into some other Angel City news, and that's in what you kind of already mentioned when we talk about call-ups and we talk about national teams and all the things that are happening right now with everyone playing. And well, we've got some good call-ups for our girls. I mean, anytime these girls get called up for the national team, it says a lot about the caliber of player that they are. And let's start out first with Casey Fair from South Korea. She is getting called up to her national team, as well as Claire Emsley for Scotland. We're also going to see Rocky Rodriguez for Costa Rica, and of course, Amandine Henry for France. So congratulations to all of them getting to represent their countries. Such an honor. And hopefully this is an ever-changing list for us. Hopefully we get to see that the likes of an Alyssa Thompson out there, and again an Ime Vignola. And why are they sleeping on our girl Sarah Gordon?
Right? Iron
That's all I
Woman,
need to
come and
know.
get her. Come and get
Iron
her.
Woman, yes, she is ready. She will be a beast for you out there. And anyways, these girls will no doubt be beasts for their national team. So congratulations for that honor. I'm sure you will definitely represent well. But either
And for
way,
those of you who are live with us on YouTube, shout out to our friend Chris Lafferty, who's in the chat. He's actually also in Panda's living room. And I sent him and Christian a nice text message that said, I can hear you.
oh, really? Is that
Yeah.
why he just went over and closed the door? I love that.
Yes, I think they were afraid that a little Grito was going to get worried if he was trapped in there, but they're in the other room, so we need to
Oh,
make
yeah,
sure
he's still
they're not
laying
saying
on
anything.
he's laying on my lap, happy as can be right now, so it's all good, but either way, we are going to get into this game recap in just a few moments, but let's talk a little bit about some milestones that ACFC did have. We talked about this last game on some firsts for a lot of people, and now we have some fun ones for ACFC. Do you want to go ahead and kind of run through some of those for us?
Yeah, Merritt Mathias is actually the third all time in NWSL regular season appearances. She has 185 appearances, 22 of those as a sub. So, third all time. Incredible player with an incredible veteran presence. We love using that term. Congrats to her on that. Sarah Gordon now has 97 regular season appearances. So, I am so excited for the party 3 games from now when she hits that 100 mark. That's going to be crazy.
Woo!
And
I'm glad
then
she's getting a run of away games to get those under her belt so that, when she's back here, then we can celebrate it, have that big jersey, that they always do. It's going to be a great time. So make sure you guys figure out what date that is because I have not even started to calculate that. I'm assuming it's going to be that 26th game,
I think
college
so.
night. Seems right,
Hey.
right?
Bow, bow, bow,
Okay.
bow.
Pew, pew,
All right.
pew.
Claire Emsley is now 2 for 3 in NWSL regular season penalty kicks, all against Orlando with
What?
Morehouse as the keeper.
I love
Crazy.
that. All right. Well, good for her. Love that. And speaking of PKs, Angel City scored the first PK by an away team this season, which interesting stat to have. But we did it. We did it first, and we scored. Love that for us. We needed that to get our season off. And then, of course, rookie defender Madison Curry made her NWSL debut tonight. Tonight, not tonight, because this
Not
is not
tonight.
then, but she made it the night of the match last Friday. She entered in the 78th minute. We'll chat a little bit about that. But without further ado, let's get into this game recap. And we'll start out by saying the obvious. Angel City did get a point on the road by drawing 1-1 against the Orlando Pride last Friday in their first away game of the season, following a penalty goal by forward Claire Emsley and a late equalizer by Orlando midfielder Marta. Now, the first half saw a lot of chances for both sides, starting with a 6-minute effort by Orlando forward Julie Doyle. Posed little trouble for goalkeeper Angelina Anderson because she has been holding it down back there.
Absolutely. And I messed up, Panda. I'm sorry. I didn't read correctly. I got the lineup.
I don't think we need to go through it. It's fine. Let's just move on through this game. I
I'll
think
keep
it's
that up there if you're on the YouTubes. You can take a look at the
yeah.
starting 11 there. But let's talk more about this game. So Angel City actually answers with a chance in the 11th minute with a free kick by Emsley that former Orlando forward Messiah Bright connected with but sent over the bar. We followed up just a short minute later when Alyssa Thompson wrestled past defender Celia Jimenez Delgado and into the 18. Celia misclears that ball, which lands with Bright, who sends the ball back to Thompson, but Thompson's shot goes wide.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to mention, we had it in our notes, and there was an opportunity by Marta where she actually scored a goal, but if you're watching it real time, you would see that it obviously looked like a foul, and I was so nervous because I was about to like lose my mind because what happened is you see Marta in the box and I forget who was marking her, and she does like this little like booty punch so much that it knocks the person down, turns and fires the ball and scores. And in that moment, all of a sudden I had flashbacks. I had flashbacks to last season, first game, Danny Weatherholt, that goal where June Endo had that beautiful goal called off because of the previous possession with Danny, where she kind of sticks her butt out, blocks it a little bit, barely any contact. No one fell down, but they called that a foul. They called that goal back all because of that. And in that moment, I was seeing red because I said, if they do not call this a foul and they allow this goal to stand, I'm going to be up in arms because that was so much more aggressive, so much more deliberate, and like, it was Marta. And let me tell you, this girl
Mm.
was she was emotions all night, and we're gonna get into that. And I told Nina at the beginning, I don't know how she had any more lipstick left by the end of this game because I feel like she was moving her mouth a whole lot and complaining this whole game. Sorry to a legend, my bad, but that's how I felt. But either
I felt
way,
like she got
this
chippy and out of hand. Like, I am with you. Marta is a very skilled player. She's very, very talented, but I felt like their team in general was chippy and aggressive in a way that wasn't in alignment with good soccer. It was more just fouls, and, like, I felt like our girls
it
kept
was
getting hurt
sloppy.
and we
It
weren't
was it
being
was
protected.
It was very sloppy in terms of fouls, and, we'll go over. I mean, it looks a lot more even on the stat lines, but I feel like the types of
Yes.
fouls they had versus the types of fouls we had were completely different, and we'll go over that. But either way, let's move on so we can get through this game because I mean, there's not a whole lot to really talk about. A lot of it has nothing to do with scoring and more about just how it played forward. But the Pride did get their best chance of the half in a 22nd minute, a powerful strike by Adriana from just outside the penalty arc. But again, Anderson is there to dive and make that save.
After the break, Angel City started off on their front foot in the 47th minute. Bright received a long ball from Amandine Henry. She dribbles into the box and sends a sideways ball over to Kennedy Fuller. Fuller drops that ball back to Maggie Doherty Howard, who sent it back to Bright. And once again, though, that shot just over the bar.
I feel like Messiah Bright really wanted to convert. I mean, against her team I know she really
Oh, yeah.
wanted to kind of send a message. And I felt that. I'm glad she started. I'm glad we got to see her do that. So, I mean, it's going to happen for her. I have no doubt between her and Doherty Howard. I feel like they're going to find the back of the net soon. It's just going to take a little tweaking, a little chemistry there to get everything to really align. Now, in the 53rd minute, Angel City is finally going to break through after Doherty Howard drew a foul by Orlando forward Angelina just inside the 18. And unfortunately, yeah, it was a foul. You go back. You can't do that.
She doesn't
Sorry.
even like complain about it. She knows. She knows.
You can't do it. I mean, as incidental as it can be, you just can't do that, unfortunately. And thankfully, Emsley is going to step up to the spot. She's going to slot this ball into the lower left-hand corner. And Morehouse, unfortunately, she's not going to be able to do anything because she went the wrong way. And it is now 1-0. We have finally scored our first goal of the season. It is a PK. Wish it could have been a really good, run of play, pass into the box, a good something in. But you know what? We'll take it. We'll take the goal. Love that we can convert on a PK.
Absolutely. That's I'll take any goal. I'm not going to get too picky on it. I like it. It makes me nervous whenever we get a PK because it's not a sure thing. You've got all the anticipation and nerves, but glad to have Emsley stepping up to that spot. And, Angel City continued to control kind of in the next half an hour with most of Orlando's possessions going nowhere. And then when we would get the ball, they would just foul us. We found that our attackers in and around the penalty area box a handful of times with lots of balls intended for Katie Johnson, but she just wasn't able to connect and finish them.
Yeah, I need her to be just a little quicker. I don't know. I feel like she's just a little step behind. I don't know, but either way, I would love to see her really connect and because I know they were gunning for her. But one thing I do want to talk about, we talked about this a little bit earlier, like
Yeah.
a lot of the mouthing and, the mouthing turned into actual gestures where at one point Marta was so upset about a foul that was called. She literally dropped down to her knees, pounded her fists onto the turf and said a bunch of things. And at that moment, I'm like, what does it take to actually get dissent, man? Like she full on like
Tantrum.
supermarket tantrum, like, mom, I didn't get the cereal I wanted. I'm going to throw a little fit. And I don't know, it just was not very becoming of a professional. It
Mm-mm.
was
I'm
just a
surprised
little
she
like,
didn't break her hand. Like,
and
honestly,
what's
that's how hard she was hitting the ground.
right. And it wasn't like they were getting bad calls. They were legit fouls. Like, I could get it if they were, like, consistently getting called for stuff but they were fouls. I'm sorry, get over it. You've played this game long enough. You should know that these are fouls. Throwing a hissy fit is not it, and I do
Not the
think she
way.
eventually got a yellow and whatever, but well, unfortunately, at some point,
Mhm.
we'll talk about the revenge. So, anyways,
Yeah.
in the 75th minute, the momentum is going to start to swing back into Orlando's favor. Luana is going to find an angled shot to the far post just inside the penalty area. And again, we're so thankful for Anderson being there because she did dive in and claimed that ball. No goal.
But sadly, with regulation time ticking down, Marta had been, really the best player for Orlando so far in that game. She is actually able to salvage a point. And that comes in the 88th minute when a corner kick by Adriana fell to Marta on the left side of the 18, and she is able to tap in a volley past Anderson into that. It's a beautiful goal. Like, as much as she's been whiny and complaining and throwing her fits all game, that was a beautiful goal. I would die to get a goal like that for us.
I would
Would
love to get any kind of goal that is actually a well constructed play that runs down the field and can finish inside the goal. That would be amazing. So,
Oh,
but either way, we're gonna find this game ending in a 1-1 draw. Unfortunately, I think Angel City felt like this tie was definitely a loss. I think they felt like, they did a good job and they should have just been able to hold them. Marta was completely unmarked. At this
mhm.
point, there's no reason whatsoever she should have been standing there all alone, ready to collect a ball and have a clean shot in. At that point in the game,
Why is
they
this
should
is
have
the 2nd
known.
time we're saying this. The 2nd game in a row where we're saying somebody was just unmarked.
Yeah, I mean, it just stinks because knowing how she felt all game long, you could tell her frustrations were rising. You could tell she was sights on tying this game up. Like it was her sole goal. You could tell it, you could feel it. And for her to just be, I mean, literally standing there, like no contest whatsoever. That they're gonna go back and look at that and they're all gonna go, yeah, we messed that one up because that was it. Up until that point, I mean, it was a pretty even game. I thought they held them well. I think Anderson had a great game, save wise and in the shots that she faced. So I don't know. It's frustrating. Like I said, they're gonna definitely look at that as a loss and not. A lot of times we look at these games when we leave on the road as like, oh, we stole a point on the road. Well, I feel like Orlando Pride stole 2 points from us.
I agree with that statement completely. And, it's not as much reflected, unfortunately, in the match stats when you look at it. Orlando taking 14 shots to our 12 with 7 of theirs on target to our 4. Like, did I watch the same game as this stat line is showing?
Oh,
It just confuses me because also 10 fouls and 10 fouls. They got 2 yellow cards, we got 1. I felt like we were more the aggressor, but they were more aggressive. And they were the
yeah.
ones fouling us. They were chippy. Their fouls were worse. I felt like their shots and their chances, I don't remember feeling as challenged watching this game as this stat line shows.
I feel like we had tactical fouls, they had dirty fouls, I guess, at the end of the night. Like
Ooh.
they just weren't great. Ours were, I don't know. I don't know. They just felt different. And you're right. I looked at these stats. I'm like, is this the game? Was this the right game? Like, is it Friday, March 22nd? That's right, right? So
Yeah.
either way, that is what it is. Can't change it. Lots to learn from this game. Still got to work on finishing. Still got to find ways to make creative shots that find the back of the net. I mean, we're there. We're close. We are taking them. But still need some tweaking.
Yeah.
So.
Looking at the week 2 league standings, unfortunately, still with New Jersey, New York, Gotham, and San Diego Wave having a game in hand. Not everybody is fully onto. We remain in 11th place, which I will take it because we're above San Diego Wave.
We are, yeah. We are. They managed to lose their game, so hey, here we are. Um, it's whatever. I mean, it's a familiar spot for us to be in, so I mean, it's 2 games in, really doesn't matter much. But hey, Chicago,
Oh,
2 games, 2 wins, like,
good
good
on
on
them.
them. Kansas City winning too, like, I
Huh.
love I love that for them. I'm ready to hand them their first loss of the season, though.
Yeah, let's get into that. We are ready to go. We've got our next game. We've got some watch party talk going on because we are away. We are on the road this Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Pacific against Kansas City Current. That match is going to be available on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Angel City hosting two different watch parties, one at 33 Taps Culver City and one at 33 Taps in Silver Lake. Party starts at 11:30, kickoff at 12:30, but I'm actually going to go down and check out Lopez and Lefties. I know, Panda, I'm sorry you work. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
let's rub it in. I'm gonna watch it from Cedar Sinai, 7th floor, operating room to be determined because I don't know what my assignment quite is yet. But hey, you know what? They know what I'm up against. They know that I'll probably have my phone on, and at least in the background, like side
Mhm.
eyeing it a little bit. Taking my
And we'll
break.
we'll
Yeah.
think about you every time we get a corner kick.
Pres it won't be presented by Cedar Sinai, but in my heart it will be, so I get that. All right,
When we
let's
look
talk
at
about, yes, this
Yeah, when
head-to-head
we look at the
record.
breakdown, we're just on each other today.
We
I don't
must be
think you
delayed
realize
because we just keep talking over each other. I was trying to transition for you, but you go right ahead, Nina. I got this. I need to drink this wine anyways.
you drink that wine, I'll try and talk. So we've played Kansas City 4 times. We have all the wins, 3 wins and 1 draw. They have no wins, which I love to see. So let's give it to them. Let's keep this momentum going. I know you got your fancy new stadium and everything, but I'm gonna take my wins when I get them.
Listen, Angel City is so used to playing in a packed full stadium. We're used to playing in front of a raucous crowd. I think we're going to feel right at home there. I have no doubt we're going to go in there and we're going to show them, all right, this is the team that we really are. You haven't seen us yet. We're going to show up here because what better time to do that than on a big stage like that in front of a big crowd? So I'm excited for this game that I'm going to glance at from time to time.
And that
Oh,
kind
it
of wraps
sucks.
up our Angel City segments, but we got some fun NWSL stuff, so don't leave us yet. There's some stats and some records that come out, and I go, man, if I had only known beforehand, I would have been maybe a little more excited leading into it. And one of those comes with the 3,000th NWSL goal, like something I've never even really thought of, but somebody is counting, and we apparently reached this incredible milestone of 3,000. That's not a particular player, that is goals in the regular season of NWSL history.
All
We are now
right.
over 3,000. Like,
3,000 balls have reached the back of the net in this league. And hey, that's pretty impressive because at some point that number could have just stopped. And it hasn't because, as we've said time and time again, women's sports are trending. We're seeing this in terms of the attendance that's happening all over the league right now, which I kind of want to highlight as well. We're talking about records being set every week, it feels like now, with the largest home opener crowd. So we've got Houston setting a record for 8,600. That's the largest crowd they've gotten, which in some sense
take
it
it.
seems kind of sad, but then it's like that's great.
Remember,
They are trending up. It doesn't matter where they're at. You look at where they started and where they're now. That growth equals a percentage, and I can't imagine what that is for them. Now we're looking at bigger stadiums. I mean, Nina, like, talk to me a little bit about these bigger stadiums and what they're putting out there.
yeah, super exciting to see. This is continuing. Portland Thorns set a record for their home opener crowd with 19,857 people. And then San Diego Wave, of course, with their ginormous stadium, they set the NWSL home opener attendance record, 32,066 people. And let's remember, last season, the average for the league was like only 10,000 per game. So seeing these numbers is super exciting. Most teams weren't even hitting 5,000 a game. And the only reason we hit 10,000 on the average is really because of San Diego Wave and us. So when we see all these teams coming in, Angel City is consistently hitting in the 20,000. So we are setting the bar high, and it's great to see how that momentum is circulating and continuing through the league.
Yeah, 32,066 sunburns. Gotta love that. Congrats to San Diego Wave at Snapdragon Stadium. Should call it the Red Dragon Stadium because that's
Or
probably what everyone looks
Sunscreen
like when
Stadium.
they leave. Sunscreen Stadium. So, either way, how you look at it, it's incredible for this sport. It's incredible for women's sports in general. I mean, right now we're doing a lot of amazing things. I mean, even in terms of, I mean, look at women's college basketball right now with Caitlin Clark and what she's doing for the
Yeah.
sport. The viewership is up so much because of the talent that's coming out of that, and it's just incredible, and we'll continue to preach this on this podcast, like invest in women's sports, because right now you're gonna see this continue to grow, and I don't see it's doing anything other than just keeping on rising. We're going to continue to highlight records that are happening, and I don't see that slowing down anytime soon. I mean, at this point it's like, how do we get more in these stadiums? I mean, our stadium sells out continuously. Like, if we
Mhm.
had a 50,000 seat stadium, I'd love to see like what those numbers look like. And
Ooh.
I guess that's the thing with soccer. We like to keep it intimate. We like to keep it that smaller atmosphere because it does feel better than playing in a place like a SoFi or a Coliseum.
Mhm.
Like, it just doesn't feel the same. So I get that, but you would like to know what your potential is at some point. But either way, congrats to those franchises for those records. I hope we continue to see the same thing every week and say, hey, Houston, you hit another milestone. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
But yes, here we are. Congratulations to all them. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I love that this pod was kind of like short and sweet to the point. That's why we want to try to do it every week, because the content can be a little more can have a lot more
Digestible?
quality, but a little less volume. It's like, all right, I like that. Instead of having a whole plate of food, you can have like one entree that is just seasoned really well.
I love that. And also, we don't drink as much wine. I usually have to fill the glass all the way to the top. Now it's just a
No,
half.
I didn't even finish it. What is happening here? I feel like I wasted the bottle. I'm like, well, now I gotta drink it while I'm watching the rest of the college basketball, and that feels weird, but that's okay. And I have to say, I don't know if you can see this, but this whole time, he has been on my lap. You can't see him, but he's
Oh,
this whole
little
time.
Hito.
Hagrid has laid on my lap asleep, so he's the best little boy right now. He is my little podcat.
He's so cute.
He
All
is
right.
cute.
We got a quote to end this off. This one comes to us from Alyssa Thompson, and she says, we just want to build from every game we play in. We learned a lot from the last game and a lot from this game. We're just going to continue to grow and get better, and hopefully we get a win next game.
Hey, that's what we're hoping for every week. We're hoping for wins, we're hoping for goals, hoping for growth in general across this league as well. So, everybody, if you head out to a watch party, make sure that you tag us in anything that you post. We'd love to see where you're at and interact. And yeah, hopefully, we'll meet you guys back here next Thursday. I'm trying to think, my God, my schedule. I cannot keep up with where I'm at or what I'm doing.
I forgot
But I
today
think
was
we'll be.
Thursday.
I know. Believe me, I was part of that text. I totally know. But we are trying to stay true to this. That way, consistency is great for everyone. That way, you know when to catch us and when to find out what's going on. And yeah, here we are. And it's been fun. Any last thought that you would like to add at this point, Nina?
I'm going to go finish my wine.
Same Z's. And on that note, I guess you know how we all like to end this.
Bye.
Bye.